Hello and welcome everybody. I see everyone's getting all excited with the funk music, and it is a really good time. We always enjoy doing the awards ceremony every year. A lot of work goes into it, and obviously our volunteers have put in a huge amount of work to win these awards. So thanks everybody for joining us tonight. My name is Lucinda Athan, and I'm the chapter awards chair. And I've been doing this for a long time, and I really enjoy it. Although I must say, right off the bat, that I just come up here as the talking head, and I help a little bit with the nominations and going through the award recipients to help make decisions, but the staff are the one that really put the work in to put this together. So keep that in mind as you go through this great program. They've put together wonderful videos, talked with a lot of people around the state to learn about why our award winners deserve the awards we're giving them tonight. And they always do a fantastic job. We're very blessed to have such a good staff here in the state. So a couple things to start with. We are live streaming on Facebook. So hello to anyone who might be watching out there. And we will be recording this as well. So if for any reason you prefer not to be on video, just turn your video off. That's fine. You can continue to stay with us and have a good time and participate in the chat and with the emotion buttons down in the icons bar when we bring our award winners out, but that way you won't be on camera. And also, if you'd like, you can turn on the live transcripts. That's also down in your Zoom toolbar if that's helpful for you. And we do encourage you to turn up the sound if you need to. We will be showing videos, as I mentioned. So if you need to, adjust that sound on your end to make sure you have an excellent experience. And thank you again for joining us. Really excited to talk about our award winners tonight. So now to get us kicked off, I would like to introduce Andrea Collins.
Hi, everybody. My name is Andrea Collins. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm excited to welcome everybody here today for our chapter awards event. Wanted to start off today with a land acknowledgement. We meet on the traditional, ancestral, and contemporary lands of tribes who have called this land home from time immemorial. Each of us is joining today from a different place with a different history. I personally am coming from the traditional and current lands of the Dakota Nation and the Anishinaabe Nation, and I invite you to share in the chat where you are joining from. Starting in the early 1800s, the US government engaged in treaty making and treaty breaking, deceit, violence, and various forms of genocide. This was done to take land for the benefit of white settlers and their descendants. We must fully acknowledge this truth and the harms done and engage in reparative actions with Native peoples. This includes advocating for Native nations treaty rights, respecting Native sovereignty and culture, contributing resources to Native-led efforts to heal from generations of trauma, and supporting their ongoing relationship with their ancestral lands. This acknowledgement is both important and not enough, so I encourage you to learn more about the spaces you occupy and incorporate the work that needs to be done into your everyday life. With that being said, I wanted to point out that we have our staff here today, staff members of the Sierra Club Wisconsin chapter, who include Elizabeth Ward, Jadine Sonata, Jacinda Tessman, and Katie Hogan. And also wanted to shout out the executive committee members that are here today, as well as the group leaders who all come together to lead the Sierra Club and get all of the work done. So thank you so much for being here today, and I'm excited to present these awards to our award winners.
Thanks, Andrea. As Andrea said, I'm Elizabeth Ward. I am the chapter director here in with the Wisconsin chapter. And I get the honor today of officially kicking off our volunteer appreciation week. So this is our week where we celebrate everybody here today and everybody not here today, and our hundreds of leaders that work tirelessly throughout the year. I have a quick snapshot of what our volunteers have done this year, but it certainly is not comprehensive. Recruited thousands of comments on Enbridge's Line 5 proposal, and then went through and analyzed all 32,000 comments that were received. In a world of bad news, demonstrated positive success stories with the showing of Big Little Farm. Worked to get the approval of a pilot program that would focus energy efficiency and weatherization programs on the neighborhoods suffering from high energy burden. Tirelessly advocated for solutions like Fix It 6 that provide transit solutions to proposals that could cause more climate pollution and racial disparities, advocated for and got a wolf management plan that centers science, public input, and tribal input in wolf management, and organized a free bus shuttle pilot program to a few Dane County parks. This list is impressive, but what's more impressive is how they care for one another and demonstrate such resilience in tough times, of which we've had many this year. You can actually participate in thanking fellow volunteers by adding a note in the Jamboard that was put in the chat at the beginning of the program, and we'll stick it in there again. You'll see the kindness and determination shown in all of our winners here today. You can join me in celebrating them in a couple of different ways. First, feel free to make a cool sign like this one, where you can hold it up showing congrats when the winners come up. You can keep the chat flowing and throw your congrats and comments and good wishes in there. Or on the toolbar at the bottom, you can use the reactions button and throw some confetti up. Speaking of amazing volunteers, this evening wouldn't be possible without them. And I'm not talking about the winners, but our excellent awards committee. Please join me, so it's your practice, in thanking awards committee members, Lucinda Athens and Andrea Collins, who you've already heard from today, and Liz Wessel, who's working behind the scenes today. You'll see her in the chat. Let's practice that round of applause for them. Great. In recognition of the amount of work that goes into these awards and volunteer appreciation weeks, Andrea and one of our other great volunteers, Zane Franke, won a National Sierra Club Award this year. They won the Special Projects Award for their work in last year's Awards and Volunteer Appreciation event. Liz Wessel, the other awards committee member, also won the Esteemed Volunteer Service Award this year from the National Sierra Club for her years of dedication to the Sierra Club, our transportation and lands work, and most recently our outings program. Let's practice another round of congrats. Great, it seems like now you've all got it down. We're ready to kick off the program, so I'll hand it back to you, Lucinda.
Fantastic. Thanks, Elizabeth. And hooray to our national winners. That really is exciting to get honored at that level. They have done fantastic work for the chapter, and we often feel like our volunteers are working in the dark, so it's very nice to be able to shine a light on people. And as you can see, unfortunately, we can't give everyone that gets nominated an award. I really wish we could, but we did at least want to give a shout out to people who were nominated this year so that they know that other people are seeing them and seeing the work that they do and the value that they bring to the club. So there we go. There's our slide for that. As you can see, we got a lot of nominations. So keep that in mind for next year and throw people's hat in the ring, because it's a really nice way to let them know. And we do notify them that someone has nominated them. And sometimes that's a nice warm fuzzy too. So tonight, to speak of our actual award winners, we will go through each one, and we will have a short video of each winner before we invite them up to say a few words. And the videos were submitted by colleagues all over the state who have enjoyed working with our winners. And a special shout out to Andrea Collins, who put these fantastic videos together for us. And as Elizabeth has said, we encourage you to show your emotions using the little emotion button down there in the toolbar. Show your signs, clap, wave your hands, let them know that you really appreciate the work that they've been doing too. So to get us started, I am going to announce our new Activist Award winner, Amy Mueller. So the new Activist Award is described as someone who has the willingness to leap into new roles and champion environmental issues. Usually it's given to someone who's been volunteering for less than 2 years. So this year's recipient, Amy, is an outstanding environmental advocate who has not only led efforts to protect our wildlife and natural places, but has raised up the work of others by nominating them for awards. So not only is she doing the work herself, but she's helping to showcase others and say thank you to them for the work that they've been doing. So we're excited to have her involved both in the issues and in improving the strength of the chapter overall. So let's hear a little bit more about Amy.
Well, Amy's enthusiasm exhilarates others to raise our voices for wildlife. Within a few weeks of joining the wildlife team, and after the 2021 wolf slaughter, Amy jumped in as a champion of wolves, getting involved in the DNR's wolf management policy and speaking out to the Natural Resources Board. Amy hosted the panel discussion of Sierra Club's showing of Family, a documentary about wolves and Indigenous connection, for 2 years in a row, She has headed up Wolf Awareness Week and has strengthened the club by serving on the diversity and equity team. Amy pulled together the unprecedented submission of over 300 citizen resolutions to the Wisconsin Conservation Congress this past spring. She is a person of action. She has earned the camaraderie and respect of environmental advocates around Wisconsin. She has voiced sound opinions on wildlife conservation to politicians and local and state committees. She has also advocated through print, including magazines, letters to the editor, and op-ed co-authorship. Working on behalf of wildlife can be heartbreaking. Amy's cheerful determination has lifted me and her teammates to go forward even after temporary defeat. She encourages others along the mutual path of being a voice for wildlife and for the safety and enjoyment of all people in Wisconsin's outdoors. Amy is like the honking goose in the V formation, leading us toward home. In appreciation for you, Amy, congratulations on this award.
When I first talked to Amy, it was during the egregious wolf hunt that happened last February. She had called as she was seeing, her heart was breaking, seeing what was happening, and wanted to know what she could do. So I told her, like everyone, if you don't do anything else, just at least call your legislator and tell them how unhappy you are. She said, yeah, she had already done that. He wasn't very receptive, to say the least. She knew we had to do so much more, so she joined the wildlife team, and my goodness, she hit the ground running. It was a really intense time trying to do anything we could to elevate the importance of wolves and get the madness of the hunt to stop. In the fall of last year, only a few months after joining the team, Amy led our Wolf Awareness Week activities and made it fun and engaging and filled it with educational events. Just to show her immense work and momentum, Amy also led this year's fantastic Wolf Awareness Week with 3 times the participants. We got rave reviews, and hundreds attended presentations about the cultural and ecological significance of wolves. This momentum and her work is demonstrated in the other activities she's done as well. In the spring, Amy took on the Conservation Congress and worked to shift it from what is usually a pretty exclusive opportunity made for a certain set of people and tried to make it an open, reasonable, and democratic space. She literally worked with hundreds of volunteers and partners to engage in the spring hearings, coached our members into submitting over 250 resolutions. That's astounding and unprecedented. The results of the engagement showed strong support from Wisconsinites for our public lands, water, and wildlife. Amy was also instrumental in our work to stop the radical, arbitrary Hunter Nation package of bills that would have forced overstocking of fish in a sandhill crane hunt, among other things. That's not enough. Amy joined our equity committee to make the chapter more inclusive. And on a similar trajectory, within her first few months on the committee, she was already leading a training for the teams about how to be inclusive in our facilitation. Many of the topics that we discuss on the wildlife team and the reality of Wisconsin's poor policies are really difficult. It's a lot of bad and sad news, yet Amy always adds levity and a smile to the work. She's always got a funny joke or quip to make sure our discussions end on a really bright and positive note. Thank you, Amy, for everything you have done and will continue to do for the Sierra Club, but most importantly for Wisconsin's wildlife. Congratulations on this award.
Amy is such a fierce advocate, and I'm just constantly impressed by her initiative. She's also eager to involve everyone in her activism and so supportive of those that do choose to get involved. I know that support firsthand as I've gotten to work with her on numerous projects, most recently Wolf Awareness Week. This year for Wolf Awareness Week, Amy reached out to organizations across the country to help spread our message, collaborated with an environmental artist, made sure everyone on the wildlife team got to share their input, and orchestrated and led 3 virtual educational events with very notable speakers, and one of them had live wolves. Others know of her hard work and supportiveness from collaborating with her on Wisconsin Conservation Congress citizen resolutions, another massive project that Amy readily took on and educated others like myself on as well. She made sure that the WCC heard the opinions of environmental advocates in a way that they likely weren't expecting to. It's because of instances like these that I'm so confident Amy's work is leading Wisconsin to be a better environment for our wildlife and for us. So congratulations, Amy. This award is so well deserved.
Congratulations, Amy, on receiving this year's Wisconsin Sierra Club's New Activist Award. You are so incredibly deserving of this honor. Amy, you are a driving force on our Sierra Club's Wildlife Committee, animating our meetings with your positivity, your status reports on the Natural Resources Board, and your manifold environmental initiatives that you involve yourself with on a daily, hourly basis to the benefit of all of us. You have contributed this year alone countless hours of brain power, planning, and outreach to advance wolf awareness across the state, encompassing Sierra Club members and the public at large, and helped our chapter achieve its best ever Wolf Awareness Week. We thank you for these and so many other efforts that you contribute to our Wildlife Committee. And as if this is not all, Amy, you are undeniably at the forefront of efforts to challenge and reform Wisconsin Conservation Congress's anti-democratic hold on wildlife policies in the state. You are the subject matter expert on the WCC's processes and dysfunction, the very definition of an undaunted watchdog. I admire you so much. And on a more personal note, I want you to know that you inspire me every single day with your remarkable dedication to our vulnerable wildlife in our state and your unflagging tenacity in the face of so many barriers to the ethical, democratic, and science-based conservation of our state's wildlife. You equally inspire me and comfort me with your beautiful, compassionate heart and the growing friendship between us. All in all, Amy, your engaging enthusiasm together with your keen intellect and unflagging work ethic make you a true force to be reckoned with and an absolute joy to be around. Thank you again for all you are doing for our chapter, for our Wildlife Committee, for our state and our world, and congratulations again on this most well-deserved honor.
Ooh, wow. Thank you. That was just a lineup of some of the most beautiful souls that I've met on this journey. And thank you for taking the time and the energy and the effort. And it's so genuine. You know, this is coming from volunteers. And it just means a lot. And that was really, really sweet. Thank you so much. I am so grateful. And here's the official award. I do have it. Thank you. It means so much. It sits here with me at my kitchen counter where I send emails at all hours of the night. And, you know, I've always been a big Sierra Club fan. I'm a big John Muir fan. But like Elizabeth said, after the wolf hunt, the universe sort of sent me a message and it said, you need to get more involved in your home state. Like things need fixing and you need to be there. And I just want to say, I'm so glad I did because everything seems to be falling into place. I've met some of the most wonderful people and it was like instant relief as soon as I joined the wildlife team. You know, people got me and they understood and they felt and had been working on this for years before me and onboarded me and brought me up to speed. And it was a huge learning curve. And I'm so grateful to each and every one of them. And, you know, they support me and they care and they read all of my emails. They believe in my crazy ideas of, hey, maybe we should do our own Wolf Awareness Week and maybe we should get involved with the Conservation Congress, even though it's a tough process. And, you know, they've all truly inspired me. So watching that just really got me. And so I appreciate each and every one of you. And you've restored my faith in humanity in a lot of ways. And it takes a certain resilience, right, with this whole thing. And thank you for that. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my husband because absolutely none of what I do would happen without him. He supports me in everything. And when I say everything, I mean it. He probably listens to me complain about the injustices for hours on end, the poor guy. He's literally my in-house tech guy. He is my strategic consultant, my proofreader. And I just am so grateful for everything that he supports in me, even though this isn't his passion. And I have to thank my daughter, who's very patient with me. I'm on a lot of phone calls and a lot of, meetings, and she's always there and understands and cares. And I tell her every day that she needs to change the world. And no doubt I trust she will, because she's a ray of sunshine. And last, I want to thank my two crazy parents. I'm sure, like all of you, it was probably an exposure to the great outdoors early on. And my parents sort of equally provided that for me in different ways. My dad is sort of the quiet type who enjoys the solitude of the woods and the mountains and the deep forest. And so I think I have a deep love that way. And my mom is the constant animal lover. And between the two of them, we traveled together on family road trips to Yellowstone National Park and many of the other national parks and many of the Wisconsin state parks. And I really think that shaped the lens that I see the world through today. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. So thank you. And I love you guys. And with that, my background is in marketing, and the party doesn't start till you raise a glass. So with that, I will say thank you to all of the other volunteers that are out there. It's a tough road, but I think the people you meet along the way make it all worth it. So please raise a glass. I'm super excited to share tonight with you and to all the other recipients tonight. Cheers.
I love it, Amy. And you are 100% correct. I do think that cheers is always a good thing. And I also think your comment about how you felt better when you met the other people that are volunteering for the Sierra Club, that's why they call it a club. I think that's how we all come together and we find kindred spirits here so that we can all help support protecting the planet that we're all on together. So I love that. And I also have a husband who has been voluntold for years to help volunteer for the Sierra Club. So I think a lot of us have someone in that position as well. So thank you and congratulations to you, Amy. And now I'd like to move on to our next award, which is the Wildflower Award. And this is given to leaders within the club for their contributions through mentoring, education, and exemplifying the terrific environment and leadership within the club. So again, that friendship and that camaraderie that holds us together while we do the really difficult work that we sometimes do. And this year's winner is Diane Cain. So she is also a member of the wildlife team, and Diane has advocated for responsible and ethical wildlife practices and has worked to connect people, not only as a member of the wildlife team, but through other community groups and as a farmer. And she inspires many other people along the way. So let's hear more about Diane from her colleagues.
Hey Diane, congratulations on winning the Wildflower Award. It is so deserving for your work this year and many years prior. Your passion to be a voice for the voiceless and protecting our Wisconsin wildlife and of course our wolves has been inspirational to me, and I thank you for all of your time and energy and effort. Being a wildlife advocate here in our state is not an easy path, and it's not for the faint of heart, and you continue to come back and be tough and resilient, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being a leader amongst our wildlife team and for all that you do. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Diane, on receiving the Wildflower Award for Wisconsin Sierra Club. You are so deserving of this honor, and I can speak to it for the several years that we have been working together as allies on the Sierra Club's Wildlife Committee. You have been involved in so many initiatives, and your expertise and dogged determination on behalf of wolves and non-lethal alternatives to predation controls has been invaluable to our entire committee and Wisconsin. We work closely together as colleagues and partners representing the Sierra Club on the Wisconsin DNR's Wolf Management Plan update, and it appears from the draft plan released this past week that we actually did make a substantive difference on that committee, which has been really cool. But one startling memory I have of you that not many people might know about is the memory of you at the foot of the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C., when you gave a speech before a group of assembled folks, speaking to the importance of restoring federal protections for wolves in Wisconsin and nationally. And you are so passionate and so cool. And I just think of that when I think of you, And most of all, just thank you for your long-standing and ongoing efforts on behalf of wildlife in Wisconsin. You are so appreciated and admired, and congratulations again on this wonderful honor.
Hello, I'm Liz Wessel. I'm a member of the Wisconsin Four Lakes Group Executive Committee, and also a member of the Wisconsin Chapter Fundraising Team. I'm here to wish congratulations to Diane Cain for being nominated and for receiving the Wildflower Award for the chapter. While contributing to the wildlife team, Diane has also generously opened her door to the Wisconsin chapter for our annual fundraiser, Locally Grown, Nationally Known. As a part of the fundraiser, we feature local foods and produce and their relationship to the conservation work of the chapter. We were looking for a producer to feature in our 2022 event, and when asked, Diane agreed to let us feature their family's blueberry farm. Diane and her family really welcomed us to the farm, providing insights about production, growing techniques, their relationship to the land and to the wildlife, and their family farming. The family even took us into their kitchen, sharing their favorite recipes. It's because of members like Diane and their families that the Wisconsin chapter's grassroots presence is strong, vibrant, and welcoming across the state. So my congratulations to Diane and to all the other nominees for the Wildflower Award. Thank you so much for what you do.
Are you able to hear?
We can hear you now, Diane. Keep going.
Oh, this is right to hear. Oh, great. Sorry for my internet connections. I've been sticking with it every 15 minutes. It's winning. I think it's probably, I live in rural Wisconsin, and sometimes, especially during times of, whether they're people aiming and that sort of thing. So I think that's going on. But thank you so much for, I have to say, I'm really honored. I'm really humbled by this award. But more so, I really appreciate the direction or the attention directed toward coexisting with life that this award gave me. The popular wildlife, the world decreased in numbers 52% between 1970 and 2010. And currently only 4% of the mammals in the world are wild animals. So I'm really happy to partner with Sierra Club Life team to share the message of the importance of non-lethal measures to coexist with wildlife and to be caregivers. I really do believe folks can be with how we treat wild animals and treat our fellow human beings. And so my club, Wisconsin chapter's recognition, I would like to hold up this award so you can see it, but I can't because you can't. So, so very much, and I again apologize for apparently is a very shame that I have tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. And we're very pleased you were able to join us. I'm sorry your internet wasn't behaving today, but we really, really appreciate the work that you've done and keep fighting the good fight out there in rural Wisconsin. We need allies like you out there to help us move our agenda forward. So next, I would like to move on to the Merit Award. So this is given to Sierra Club volunteers who are issued champions and leaders and who carry our values to decision makers as well as to others in the public. And this year's recipient is Kathy Allen. who as chair of the Coulee Region Group has dedicated herself to clean energy issues, such as advocating for 100% clean energy commitments and halting new fossil fuel infrastructure. Here's what folks had to share about Kathy.
Being such a great leader and such a passionate advocate for the environment. She's been a leader since I've known her, which is about 7 or 8 years, leading climate marches, being part of our city's Ready for 100 team, leading our Sierra Club, working with other groups in our community. She's just a great person, and I'm so happy I know her, and I'm so happy that she received this award. It's very well deserved.
Congratulations to Kathy for winning the Merit Award. I'm so excited for you and happy to celebrate you for all of the work that you've done. Kathy's been such a great leader at the local level with the Coulee Region Group for years and has been really instrumental in helping get 100% clean energy commitments in La Crosse, the city and county level. I also had the chance to work with Kathy recently on a press conference where we were calling on a utility in the state to cancel plans for a gas plant and make the shift to renewable energy. Just one example of an area where it's been really great to collaborate and work with Kathy. And I am so excited to help celebrate her for that and all the other work she's done. So congratulations, Kathy, and thank you so much.
I'm Pat Wilson, and I'd like to congratulate Kathy on her well-deserved Merit Award. Kathy has been on the Coulee Region Group Board of Directors for 5 years, and she's been the president for the past 3 years. In that time, she's led our Ready for 100 campaign, successfully getting both the city and the county of La Crosse to pass Ready for 100 resolutions committing to 100% clean renewable energy by 2050. She's now working on helping follow up to make sure they take the necessary actions to achieve those goals. Kathy also addresses climate change in her personal life. She's an avid bicyclist, and she also has an electric car. She's often seen at Ask Me About Your Electric Car events, helping to spread the word about electric cars. She also works with other environmental groups in the area, including the Citizens Climate Lobby, working on cap and trade legislation. And with that group, they're also helping to reduce fossil fuel usage. Kathy's also on the board of the Citizen Action of Wisconsin's Thriftless Organizing Co-op. And they operate out of Rockwell, giving Kathy more of a regional view of the use of fossil fuels and energy in the entire thriftless region, and also gives her knowledge of Dairyland Power and what's going on with Nemaji Trail gas plant. So Kathy has been a big help to the state and to the group with her work in the Sierra Club, and she also works on the Sierra Club statewide Beyond Coal team. So thank you, Kathy, and congratulations on the award.
Wow, thank you, everybody. I am really honored to receive this award. Here it is. I have to thank my fellow group board members here in the Coulee region. They have been really supportive of me and our ideas here. I also want to thank the chapter staff for being so supportive and giving us such great opportunities to volunteer and make a difference. And also understanding that sometimes volunteers have to say no. That's been really great. Ultimately, I think I have to thank my grandparents for this, for owning a farm and giving me that opportunity to get outside when I was young. And I feel like, you know, my experience in nature growing up has really shaped who I am. And it's made me more confident and just okay with going out there and going after things, and just the confidence to think that I can do what I want to. I'm really looking forward to keeping up the volunteering and making a difference in the state. There's so much work out there to do, and together I think we can make a real difference. So thank you, everyone.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kathy. And I agree. I think a lot of us grew up spending a lot of time outside. We are the generation of free range children, I think. So I agree with you that having people that allow us to go out and run around and play in the dirt and hide under trees really turn a lot of us into environmentalists. So here for them. So now I'd like to move on to the next award, which is the LD Rockwell Award. And this is a commemorative award named after someone who was a long-time advocate and volunteer in our political arena. So this award is given to someone who provides exceptional service to the chapter political and electoral program. And this year we're recognizing Rich Wenzel for his contributions to that chapter political committee. Some people just have the political bug, and Pat definitely has it. And I'm glad there's no vaccine for it because, says, oh, Rich has it, typo. But some people just have the political bug. He has read through hundreds of endorsement requests and been a valuable voice in the discussions on these decisions. And here's what his colleagues had to say about Rich.
I'm pleased to congratulate Rich Wenzel on receiving the LD Rockwell Award for political service to the chapter. Rich enthusiastically, or at least that's the way I remember it, joined the chapter's political committee in 2006 while representing the now former River Country group. And he stayed on the committee ever since. He's been generous with his time and skills, and I've relied on him for advice and experience for all things political in north central Wisconsin for many years now. I also want to note that he joined the club 25 years ago and is now a life member of the Sierra Club. He served multiple roles for the River Country group, keeping it going until its dissolution a few years ago. For all of these reasons, Rich is highly deserving of recognition by the chapter. Congratulations, Rich. Thanks for all you've done, and hopefully you're not stepping down anytime soon.
Rich, on behalf of the entire chapter staff, I just want to say congratulations and thank you for all of your hard work on the political committee over the years. Your contributions are so important and have had such a far-reaching impact. Every election year, the chapter hears from scores of our members who tell us how much they value Sierra Club's endorsements as a trusted source of information when they head to the polls. The benefits of your efforts also impact the rest of the work we do. And a huge thank you also for being our go-to person when local issues come up in your area of the state, and for all the years that you served as Sierra Club's representative with the Wisconsin Conservation Hall of Fame. Thank you so much. This recognition is so well deserved. Congratulations.
Well, Rich, I would greatly congratulate you and thank you for receiving the LD Rockwell Award. I had the pleasure of serving with you on the executive committee for a number of years, and of course we've both been members of the chapter political committee for, it seems like, forever now, and I have always appreciated your astute observations and your faithful participation. It's part of I think the great strength of the Sierra Club that it attracts people like you who have a lifelong devotion to helping to protect, preserve the natural environment that sustains all of us. And I know it's as much a way of life as anything. So I thank you greatly for your service. Wish you well, and I wish you many more years of continued good service and enjoyment of the beautiful Wisconsin outdoors.
Thanks. I appreciate everybody's input, and enjoyed all those years on the committees. I remember LD from some of the old meetings, and when he made a run for the, I believe it was the Senate in Wisconsin, and enjoy seeing so many people involved in so many different aspects of the Sierra Club. It's very, what you'd call a broad spectrum environmental group, everything from volunteer vacations, international outings and work volunteer trips all over the country, and state activities, political activity from local on up to national. And hopefully I'll be around for a few more years and see some of you perhaps at Energy Fair next year or somewhere along the way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rich. And we hope you're around for many more years as well. You're not allowed to ever retire from the Sierra Club. I think I've mentioned that in past volunteer awards. You stay with us forever. It's the way to keep you young. So I will move on to the next award, the Good Citizen Award. So many of our awards are designed for internal volunteers that are part of the club, but some of them we generally hand to other organizations or people outside of the club. And the Good Citizen Award is for organizations or individuals outside the club who are championing the innovative work that protects the environment. And this year's winner will probably be familiar to many of you. It's the Wisconsin Health Professionals for Climate Action. They have been working for many, many years to raise up the information about health impacts of climate change. They research, connect, and educate people about how climate change impacts our health and healthcare systems and what we can do about it. Let's hear a little more about their empowering work.
Hello, everybody. It is an absolute pleasure and honor to receive this award tonight. For those of you that don't know us, we're a group of health professionals, and that really encompasses such a wide range of health voices, from doctors and nurses to physical therapists and more. And they are not behind me tonight.
Wisconsin is fortunate.
But we have so many wonderful volunteers that really make this work possible. And we are so thankful for especially the chapter staff and all the volunteers tonight. You're always finding ways to get us involved because, you know, from your side, a healthy environment also creates healthy people. And so we really couldn't do this without all of the support and amazing opportunities that we get as being part of partnership with the Sierra Club as well. And so it's been an absolute honor to work with many of you. I recognize so many wonderful faces on this call tonight to make sure that our patients and communities stay healthy.
So we just heard from Abby Novinska-Lois, but let's hear from Claire Juvet as well, and then we will play the video. Go ahead, Claire.
Hi, everybody. We are so grateful to receive this award. Really, Sierra Club has kicked off, actually, a lot of us that are part of Wisconsin Health Professionals for Climate Action. I'm one of them. I've been involved with the Sierra Club as has my husband since 1995, and we're very grateful that for the just all the professionalism and the guidance and all that along the way. It's a nice collaboration of us as health professionals as well that gives us the energy to drive forward to work on these issues, and particularly this award was for our work on third-party solar, and Abby just sent us an email this evening saying that PSC voted in favor of third-party solar today. So you know, it's great to see that, you know, the fruit of our actions together It's not just us. It's all of you at Sierra Club and beyond. Just all the coalition of groups and the enthusiasm that keeps us going. So thank you so much.
Wisconsin is fortunate to have many fine organizations shedding a light on climate change and its impacts. And today we are here to recognize the great work of the Wisconsin health professionals on climate action. They are an exemplary organization of dedicated healthcare professionals who are working very hard to provide information about the impacts of climate change on health and what we can do about it. They have done extensive amounts of outreach with lectures to both the public and other healthcare professionals. They do a lot of policy and advocacy work to try to affect change within our system. And they have brought a lot of attention to racial disparities, not only from the direct impacts of fossil fuels and climate, but also from energy burden and utility shutoffs, where we've worked with them closely together in the Milwaukee area. I wish to recognize 3 key individuals from this organization: Dr. Jonathan Patz, a noted lecturer and contributor to the International Panel on Climate Change; Dr. Claire Gervais, a longtime Sierra Club member and supporter, who is also head of our Healthy Lawn team here in Madison for the Sierra Club; and Abby Lois, their executive director, who was formerly on the Wisconsin chapter board. So we've had great connections with them due to these individuals, and they have helped us a lot in bringing forward attention on climate change and its true impacts on people. For those reasons, we are honoring them today with the Good Citizen Award from the Wisconsin chapter for their great work and for helping us with our efforts here on climate change. And we look forward to working with them together for many years in the future to provide better health for people and the planet.
Wisconsin Health Professionals for Climate Action has been such an important ally on so many of our campaigns. Whether it's partnering with us to deliver a letter signed by health professionals to the Army Corps to call on them to shut down Line 3, or their partnership on shutting down coal plants and addressing energy burden, their work has elevated our campaigns immeasurably. The health professionals that work with WHPCA have delivered powerful testimony about the impacts of climate change, water pollution, and energy burden on their patients. But they're also there in the trenches with us, putting together social media graphics, phone banking to get people to attend hearings, submit public comments, and doing so much of that behind the scenes work that doesn't get a ton of attention, but is so necessary. No matter where we're working in the state or what issue we're working on, they're right there with us, elevating the importance of climate action on our environment, on our health, and on Wisconsin as a whole. Thank you for all you do.
Hi, my name is Hannah Mortensen, and I'm the Executive Director of Physicians for Social Responsibility Wisconsin and the Wisconsin Environmental Health Network. I would like to congratulate the Wisconsin Health Professionals for Climate Action on receiving the Good Citizen Award from Sierra Club, Wisconsin. Congratulations to you all. You all deserve this and so much more. It has been incredible to see your work as an organization. You've tackled the issues of climate smart healthcare, environmental justice, climate and health education in the clinical setting and just publicly. You've worked on other policy and advocacy efforts. It has been incredible to see your work in trying to advance climate change action and bring the health voice to these issues. It is such a privilege to work with you all, and it is great to see you receive this much-deserved award. And special shout out to Abby. It has been even more of a delight to see you grow in this position and help this organization come to what it is. So again, congratulations to you all. Make sure to celebrate.
Fantastic. Congratulations to the entire organization and to both Abby and Claire for a lot of the work that you've done. I've seen some of it through what Claire's been up to since I came around in '97. So Claire and Dave were there when I started too. So what did I say earlier about you never get to retire from the Sierra Club? It's a life sentence, let me tell you, but it's a good one. So now we can move on to our next award, which is the Torchbearer Award. So as I said, some of these are given to people external to the club, but also people who really work with us on promoting legislation, regulations, and practices that help to protect the environment, especially people in a position to make decisions. And this year's recipient is Marcy West, and she is a member of the Natural Resources Board of the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources. Marcy continues to provide a voice for science when it's most needed. And that's a critical component to the work that we do. So let's hear more about how Marcy contributes.
I'm Pat Wilson in La Crosse, and I'd like to congratulate Marcy West on receiving the Torchbearer Award from the Wisconsin Sierra Club. Congratulations, Marcy. I'm familiar with Marcy primarily as Executive Director of the Kickapoo Valley Reserve, where I have spent many hours canoeing, kayaking, biking, hiking, and generally enjoying the reserve. And I have to admit, I was happy to hear Marcy was appointed to the Wisconsin Natural Resources Board and thought she would be a good addition, as long as it didn't take her away from the Kickapoo Valley Reserve. And recently, I was also more impressed to hear that Marcy was the lone dissenting vote when the Natural Resources Board relaxed the recommended standards recommended by the DNR and passed a resolution of 70 parts per billion when the DNR had recommended 20 parts per billion. And I thank you, Marcy, for standing up for our water in Wisconsin and for being in favor of clean water. And congratulations. Thank you.
Marcy's definitely deserving of the Torchbearer Award. Unfortunately, the Natural Resources Board has been overtaken by politics. The NRB's decisions were once centered on science and Wisconsin's history of conservation, but now are being made by what big business and politics dictate. That's where Marcy's leadership comes in and is so important. Instead of getting dirty with the others on the board, she's focused on that tradition of science and conservation. While others allow themselves to be pawns of polluters, Marcy keeps her head up. Marcy's regularly reminding the board of their roles and responsibilities. In a 7-hour discussion about the rules to protect Wisconsin's water from PFAS pollution, Marcy reminded the rest of the board. In the good old days, Wisconsin used to be a leader in setting standards and environmental protections for our residents. When other NRB members insulted Wisconsin's tribes and the responsibility to sustainably manage Wisconsin wolves, Marcy called them out and reminded them of their duty to respect the law and the treaties. As their expression goes, a leader is one that knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Marcy is this leader and will continue to demonstrate this leadership for years to come. Congrats, Marcy.
Hey, congratulations, Marcy, on winning the Torchbearer Award this year. You are the only member of the Wisconsin Natural Resource Board that is consistently looking for best available science and to listen to the citizens testifying before the board, especially on critical topics like PFAS standards and the gray wolf. You're also bold enough to ask and demand for things like citizen rights, democracy, and non-political control of our natural resources in Wisconsin. And for that, we are all thankful to you. Your actions have been crucially important to the Wisconsin Sierra Club, but all citizens. And I appreciate you keeping it real, doing an inspiring job that we all cheer for you every month when we watch these board meetings. And please keep it up. We need your voice on that board. So thank you and cheers to you.
Are we ready?
Go ahead, Marcy, please.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate those kind words. Appreciate the words in the chat as well. Huge thank you to the friends and family that are on. Those of you who saw the note from my big sister, she's way out in California, so pretty fun. It is an honor, and it's great to just see all of the awards tonight. Really good to recognize some of the names. And Carol Terrell, I don't know if your ears were ringing last week, but Pam Porter and I were talking about the good old days when we were working on priority watershed projects way back when, and we would be in a room together with a variety of groups and organizations and come up with recommendations that everybody could live with and really make progress. And so watching tonight and hearing all the good words that are spoken about all of these people working throughout the state, it's just really impressive that there's a torchbearer. Oh, I don't know, where would that be? There we go. There's a torchbearer in every community, and I hope that the Sierra Club continues the tradition of making sure that they're working in all corners of the state and that the torchbearers get the support that they need as they work on the issues in their own backyard. As has been stated, the Natural Resources Board has been a bit more challenging than I expected, but I do have a optimistic outlook for the next year. I really hope that we can continue to work on PFAS, whether it be through the technology or other standards, the EPA, things like that. Hoping the groundwater standards can come back around and we can do something for rural Wisconsin and the groundwater issues that are facing that. And such a good representation from Western Wisconsin tonight. The Western or the Coulee region master plan is up for review as well. So like I said, I am optimistic coming into the next year that we can get some good things done. And I appreciate the support and the kind words. And please reach out with your input as each agenda comes out, and I'll be ready to listen and pay attention to your issues. So thanks again.
Thank you, Marcy. And I think you bring up a really good point. It is nice to see all of the different people across the state that are working on all of the different issues that are facing us. And most years when I do this session, I always point out my favorite bumper sticker has always said, volunteer because the world is run by those who show up. But really what it is that the world is changed by those who show up. We have to show up, we have to come out, we have to work, we have to vote, because that's how we make the world a better place. So thank you for all of the work that you do. And then now I would like to end on a high note. We have the JJ and Pat Werner Award. And we like to think of this as kind of our Lifetime Achievement Award. It's the highest honor that the Wisconsin chapter puts out. It's also a commemorative award named obviously after JJ and Pat Werner. And it's for those who have shown an unyielding commitment to the goals and the missions of the chapter throughout the years. And this year that honor goes to Pat Wilson. And we've seen Pat in a couple of the videos. Obviously, he's still deeply involved since he's working with some of the other award winners tonight. And he's been an active member of the Coulee Region Group, serving in many different roles over the years as chair, as lead on conservation issues, and behind the scenes in helping take care of their website. He's a lover of the outdoors and particularly water. As he said, he likes to go paddling and is out on the river. Pat has led a family paddling outing for many years and is a water enthusiast and an advocate serving on the chapter water team. So let's hear a little more about what Pat's been up to all this time.
Hi, Pat. Congratulations on this award. It's been a real pleasure working with you on the water team, and I look forward to doing it for a long time to come.
JJ and Pat Werner Award from the Wisconsin chapter of the Sierra Club. As a founding member of the Wisconsin chapter, I have been impressed and grateful for the kind of of persistent work that you and so many others have done at the local level, in your case in La Crosse area, but also throughout the state over the years. And I thank you for your good service. But I also know that you are extremely deserving of this honor from the chapter, and that it's not honors and awards the reason why we do the work that we do to help protect and sustain the environment, the natural environment that sustains all of us. And I know, your motivation is your love of the natural world and of the beautiful landscapes of Wisconsin. So again, I thank you for your many years of service, and wish you many more good years of enjoyment in the Wisconsin outdoors and of successes in helping to protect our environment. Congratulations on receiving the
Hi, I'm Kathy Allen, chair of the Coulee Region Group. When I joined the Sierra Club in 2016, Pat Wilson was serving as our group chair for the third time in his over 40 years as a member of the club. I recently tried to make a list of everything Pat does for our group and the chapter, and every time I thought I'd come to the end, I would think of something else. From serving as our group representative on the chapter ExComm and volunteering with the water team, to arranging our local roadside cleanup and updating our group's website, just to name a few. Pat has led a local family canoe and camping trip for years and has helped so many people enjoy the outdoors. And as we all know, people are more likely to protect the environment if they're able to enjoy and appreciate it. Pat's involvement has not been limited to the Sierra Club. You would be hard-pressed to find a conservation organization in the Coulee region that Pat has not been involved with. For all these reasons, congratulations, Pat, on your well-deserved award.
I've known Pat Wilson for, I don't know, about 10 years. I've worked with him on the Coulee Region Sierra Club Board of Directors, and it seems like every day I learn something new about Pat. He has many, many skills and experiences, and he's a really wonderful person to work with. He's very patient and kind, and he knows everybody, and he's connected to everything. And our community is so much better because he gives up his time to make things better. So I really am happy that Pat received.
Sorry, friends, we troubleshooted this and the audio is still overlapping, so give me just a moment. Alrighty. Let's try this again. Take two.
This award. Congratulations, Pat.
Pat is so deserving.
Oh, goodness. All right.
Knows everybody, and he's connected to everything. And our community is so much better because he gives up his time to make things better. So I really am happy that Pat received this award. Congratulations, Pat.
Pat is so deserving of this award. He embodies the JJ and Pat Warner Award. He has been in so many different aspects of the Sierra Club for such a long time. He's been part of our outings and river touring section for a while. He's been a strong leader and member of the Coulee Region Group for years, including stepping up to be chair at a time of transition, and now represents the group on the chapter's ExComm. Pat's also been willing to support so many of our campaigns and move our conservation work forward. He's currently on our water team. He's served on our transportation team, and he's helped out in so many immeasurable ways in our coal campaign and our work to stop Dairyland from building the unnecessary gas plant in Superior. He's also served on some less exciting committees like a hiring committee and our nominations committee. In addition to hopefully being fun for him to having all these roles and certainly helpful to the chapter, this breadth of experience has made his advocacy really strong. I went and scraped up an example of this from when he testified at the Speaker's Task Force on Water Quality in 2019.
I'm chair of the Coulee Region Sierra Club, and we have annual canoe trip down the Black River here on the north border of La Crosse County, and I've been doing it 38 years. It's been going on longer than that, but about 15, 20 years ago, I was disappointed to find out that Trout Run Creek, which is the creek where we start our canoe trip, was added to the DNR's list of impaired waterways. And ironically named Trout Run Creek because it hasn't seen trout in many years. And then soon after found out that Roaring Creek was added to the DNR's list of impaired waterways, both coming out of Jackson County. Roaring Creek has Lost Falls on it. We always like to hike up that creek. And I was disappointed to see all these waterways being added to the impaired waterways list, and the DNR said it was primarily due to increased large agricultural operations in Jackson County, increased number of confined concentrated animal feeding operations. So I guess that's just been disappointing. It's been going on for years, and I don't see that it's really solved. And then
As you can see, Pat embodies what we try to do at the Sierra Club. He connects enjoying the environment with the concerns we have for it and the advocacy we need to address those concerns and protect the wild places we love so much. Congratulations, Pat. You are so deserving of this award.
Congratulations to Pat for winning the JJ and Pat Werner Award. You have done so much work over so many years, and you are so deserving of this award. So I'm really excited to celebrate you for it. I was talking to Pat the other day about how he first got involved with Sierra Club, which was through our outings program many years ago. And since then, he's continued to be involved with a lot of different outings trips. He has also been a member of our chapter executive committee. He has taken on big leadership roles in his local group, the Coulee region, and I know him best from his time with our water team. So we've done work for a couple years together to try and prevent pollution from things like nitrates and PFAS and to support sustainable agriculture practices. And through that time, Pat has been such a wonderful member of our team. He's always excited to help brainstorm where we're going to go next, whether it's a film screening or a panel or another creative idea. He's got a lot of expertise to share. And for example, I think just in this last year, he has been helping some other team members to get clean water resolutions passed in their own counties, which he did in La Crosse himself. And just all around, he's been dedicated and such a wonderful member of our many teams and groups and committees for such a long time. So thank you so much, Pat, for all that you do. And I'm really excited to celebrate you today.
Hi, I'm here to wish congratulations to Pat Wilson for being nominated for and also being awarded the JJ and Pat Werner Award for overall contributions to the Sierra Club over the years. Pat, you've been an amazing water champion, a nature lover. We know that you're involved in the nature grants that you give out every year in the Coulee Region Group. You're a paddler. You've been an outings leader, leading a camping trip for families on the Black River for years. We also know that you're a leader and you've done things so many times inside and outside the club. You've been the chair. You've been on the executive team for the chapter as well. But also, you represented us at things like the La Crosse Parks Department annual Environmental Leaders Forum.
So just taking a role, you've met with the mayor on different issues. I also know you work behind the scenes. You're the webmaster for the Coulee Region Group. So again, all these things that you do. I looked at some of our correspondence together and I was reminded of a few other things. 2015, we had conversations about the Outdoor Recreation Alliance that was beginning to form and work out in the La Crosse region on trails, and their motto, Trails for Everyone. And we were very interested in making sure the Sierra Club was following that. You were already on it. 2016, you attended and spoke at the US EPA Region 5 listening session on water, and I know that you helped generate getting comments in and getting people to that listening session, which was highly successful. In 2017, you participated in the Help Us Grow membership drive that I was working on, where we had seed packets that we were handing out to people to get them interested in joining the Sierra Club. In 2018, you helped with the Coulee Region Group, at least to get people engaged in the campaign to unseat Senator Marklin in Senate District 17, and we really appreciate the support that we got in trying to do that. We were working, Four Lakes Group was working with the Coulee Region Group because of the overlap of the Senate District seat. Hope we can do more stuff like that again. 2019, you participated in the Wisconsin Loves Parks event and organized an event with the Bold Betties at Wyalusing State Park. So just amazing things over the year, and really appreciate all the variety and your passion for everything that you've done. And thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. This is very humbling. I didn't know so many people were paying attention to what I was doing. And thank you very much for the award. It's unexpected and I'm honored. And I know many of the people who have received the award in the past, and I'm in awe of them, and it's great to be in such good company. And I wanted to, what I want to talk about a little bit is how I got involved in the Sierra Club, because I think there is a point to it as we get in farther here. But I joined the Sierra Club in 1976 when I was working in Madison, and my boss happened to be a volunteer with the Sierra Club who helped on a Sierra Club project to build trails in the property owned by the Nature Conservancy in the Baraboo Hills. And he said, you might enjoy hiking on these trails. Why don't you try them out? And I did, and my wife and I did, and we enjoyed them, and thought, well, I better join the Sierra Club and the Nature Conservancy. And never went to a meeting in Madison, but in 1979, we moved to La Crosse, and I wanted to meet somebody because we didn't know anybody in La Crosse. So we said, well, there's a Sierra Club Coulee Region Group. Let's go to a meeting. And so we went to a meeting and met a number of people who I'm still friends with today, Barb and Don Frank, Maureen Kinney, Pat Capri. And they said, well, we're going to go on a canoe trip on the Kickapoo River as an outing, and you ought to come along. And we said, well, we don't know much about canoeing and we don't have a canoe. And Barb Frank said, no problem, I'll borrow my sister's canoe and you can come along. So we got out canoeing, and within a few months we had our own canoe and got started on our long love of canoeing. And now we have 4 canoes and down to 3 kayaks, and Bobby says, make an offer if you want one. So Bob Mulder was a member of the river touring section, and he said, well, if you have a canoe, you should be coming on river touring section trips with the Sierra Club. And so we started doing that. And over the year, one of the first ones we went on was in 1981 on the Black River kids canoe camping trip with our daughter was 2.5 years old, and she ended up growing up on that trip, going every year like many kids did. And Bobby and I ended up leading that trip eventually. And now we're turning it over to some younger families, younger people with their own kids. And so I had so many, met so many people with the river touring section, got chances to do Arctic canoe trips and Florida canoe trips in the winter and Montana whitewater trips with Greg Reamer and Phil Johnsrud and Carol and Kevin Olson. So I ended up being river touring section chair in 2003, 2005. Ended up being Coulee region chair, as they said, 3 times over 10 years. And we went to Sierra Club autumn assemblies that we had and met people who we're still friends with today again. Met Patty and Jeff Henry from Eau Claire, where their girls were the same age as our daughter, and we're planning a trip up to see them in Eau Claire in February, so still friends. And you can't get outdoors that much without developing concern for the outdoors and seeing things that should be done. And that got me involved in the various issues. Water team, as we said, was a logical thing for me to get involved with, but I want to see what I can do to preserve the environment. And here in La Crosse, as they said, I was involved with starting Hickson Forest Nature Center and Mississippi Valley Conservancy, Coulee Partners for Sustainability, Friends of the Blufflands now, and the Bluffland Coalition, and Coulee Partners for Sustainability. So I guess if I get a point here, it's that I hope the Sierra Club can maintain a robust outings program that gets people outside. And I hope we can get back to in-person meetings and get-togethers, because I think that's important for forming friendships and team building. It leads to successful action. So I know it has in the past anyway. I think that's the way we used to do it. But so thank you to the Sierra Club for a lot of fun through the years and getting me started on my efforts on environmental protection. I really appreciate the award.
Thank you, Pat. We definitely appreciate all the work that you've done for many, many years, and hopefully you'll inspire a lot of the other people on the call to continue to stay involved with the club, because as I said, making change and running the world, that's the best way to do it, is volunteer and show up. And we know it takes time and energy, maybe away from other things that you want to do, but it really has a big, deep impact, as you've been able to see today while we're all together with our award winners. So thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who's been putting time and energy into the club, those that won the awards, those that were nominated for awards, maybe people who will get nominated in the future. It's really, really important that you help us out with what we're doing. And thank you again to the staff for all of the work that they do behind the scenes to bring you not only this great awards ceremony tonight, but all of the other fantastic things that they do. I really appreciate it. And I myself have enjoyed being part of the club for all of these years. And I wish we could be together in person tonight. But the nice thing about virtual is many people, like the fans we have in California, can join us tonight, where it would be a little harder if we weren't together. But I will say, Amy started us up for the cocktail. It's time for me to have one. Your MC is checking out for the night. But thanks, everybody. And I did want to point out that we are starting our Volunteer Appreciation Week. That starts right after the ceremony tonight. So keep an eye out on social media for the things that we will be posting for all of the other fantastic volunteers, maybe even you, that are working across the state. And feel free to post on those and share them and spread the love, because we're always looking for more volunteers and more Sierra Club members to continue to carry the message to everyone else. So thanks, everybody. Hopefully I'll see you in person one of these days, but otherwise we'll see you online next time. Thanks, everybody, and have a good holiday season. Bye-bye now.